Action.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Welcome to the What's Left podcast on the Derealization Nation Media Network.
I can't afford Mountain Dew! Okay? The economy's rough right now! Obama!
Miners, I love miners.
And now, your hosts. It's us, it's John, it's Jake, it's Brad on the Derealization Nation Media Network. This is the What's Left podcast. We are the punk rock garage band podcast, adding our voice to resistance as loud as we can. Boy, so what's in the news, guys? Anything happen since the last time we talked?
Man, I heard something happened.
I'm going to need you all to replace your propaganda sheets. Just scratch the letter Q from the sheet, add the letter N. Everything else will remain the same. We are at war with Iran because there's really no other way to put that. People seem to be wanting to play, games with that. But I don't know what the fuck else you would call it. We attacked a country that did not attack us. It's an illegal war. It's illegal in the U.S. law. It's illegal in international law. I mean, God probably don't like it. You know. Your mom made about it. I don't know who this is for.
I just don't understand. If we didn't attack anybody and then someone in a single series of strikes killed our president, we would proceed to turn that place into glass. We would turn it into literal glass.
Yeah.
And people act like this isn't war. If this was reversed, we would be turning that place into glass.
Rightfully so. Jake, what do you think? You got is there any confusion? Is this war? Do you have an excuse for us?
No, I don't have an excuse for it. I was just confused on how there is a legal war. You said it was an illegal.
I'm sorry. Did it sound like I said legal? Yeah, illegal with the capital I.
No, but has there ever been a legal war? Is there ever a legal reason to start a war?
No. I guess there isn't technically a legal. It's legal to retaliate, but the aggressor is always at fault. Well, until now. Now it seems that the aggressor is the one who's it's on to make peace now. Here's a little dose of reality given to some of the dumbest American journalists you've ever seen in your life. I don't know their names, and I'm sorry for disparaging you, but God, you put yourself all the way out there today. So here you go.
To be clear, are you committing that Iran is not and will not build missiles that would have the capability to reach the United States?
I can confirm, yes.
Sir, if that's a red line for you, why is attacking U.S. military bases abroad justified?
But because they are attacking us. They are U.S. military, installations, facilities, bases who are attacking us. We are under attack. Why don't you, recognize this fact? We are under the attack by U.S. forces in the region. So we have every right to defend ourselves. And how to defend ourselves? We attacked, the U.S. bases. This is obvious. This is a very simple fact. And I hope that, and I'm sure that people would understand that. We are not the one who attacked Americans. We are only defending ourselves.
Where do you see this going? Is there an off-ramp for Iran?
I think what will happen is that even if the United States is able to kill illegally Iranian leaders, the next generation of Iranians, the Iranians that did not see American atrocities in Iran before 1979, some Iranians that did not understand why their parents and grandparents were anti-American, those Iranians will take over. Now they understand why American government is an imperialist, vicious government and a government that attacks other countries and kills little children. They understand they're fighting the Epstein class that either rape little girls or bomb little girls.
What he's referring to there is the fact that immediately into this war, Israel and the United States, Israel states, America's real, uh, bombed a school of children, girls, all under the age of 12, killing 148 children. Of the death toll all around, with all the attacks, the death toll is still the highest in Iran. Uh, and they started off by murdering kids, and of course, they bombed a hospital already as well, a pediatric hospital at that. So, like, this is the MO. And for me, there is no difference. You call it Israel, you call it the United States. We're talking about the same country at this point. I am done pretending like there is some sort of fucking uh, differentiation between what not Netanyahu says and what we do, and what Trump wants and what Netanyahu wants, like, and what Chuck Schumer wants and what Hakeem Jeffries wants. Like, there is no differentiation. There is no delineation line here. They all want this. They all want this, and they all are. So they all have the blood of those babies on their hands, in my opinion. Just not even in my opinion. In reality, they have the blood of children on their hands. This was a completely unnecessary war. Yes, the Ayatollah was bad. So is Mohammed bin Salman. So is every other fucking Arab leader in that area. And we have them over to the White House for dinner. So it's not about that. You don't fucking bullshit me. I don't give a fuck.
Benjamin Netanyahu is a literal terrorist.
A literal terrorist.
And he comes to the White House regularly. Please don't pretend like you guys all of a sudden have empathy and want to rescue the Iranian people.
The guy who did the guy who was like accused of doing 9/11, who was Syria's new prime minister in the White House, getting fucking cologne sprayed on by the president of the United States. Best friends now. Saddam Hussein was a CIA asset in 1992. Like, it's in the newspaper. Like, it's a known fact. So I just don't fucking blow smoke up our asses anymore. It may have taken decades, but this generation don't buy your bullshit. We ain't hearing it.
No, you couldn't convince me a single reason we're going to war in the Middle East, other than we are the arm of Israel.
Yes. Well, speaking of Israel, Israel's also finding out, and they are also have a stunning level of hypocrisy, as I'm sure you fucking know. But here is just a fucking beautiful example of that, of this Israeli spokesperson who wants to tear at your heartstrings by telling you about all the atrocities that happened in the retaliation by Israel or Iran.
Question, please. Sikandar Kamani from Channel 4 News. Khomeini, the Iranian regime, have clearly done terrible things, particularly to their own people. But your prime minister is a wanted war criminal. You don't have the moral high ground here at all.
This is a war crime. This is a war crime. Targeting civilians, targeting elderly women, killing, murdering her caregiver from the Philippines. And the Iranian regime is targeting not only us in Israel. They are targeting the entire region.
What about the 100 or so schoolgirls in Iran that are being killed in a strike there?
And this must stop. This must be stopped, and this is what we're trying to do. Yes, next question, please.
But what about those Iranian
let's
schoolgirls?
allow others. Please.
I'm Lomas from...
Yes, next question, please. I am fucking... that gets my blood pressure up so high. Go ahead. Somebody else real quick. Let me take a breath.
It's just this, like, it's ridiculous to me. That's why it's the same thing with, like, these MAGA people. Like, stop trying to take some moral high ground. You don't give a shit about these people. You refer to them as less than you. Like, if an Iranian immigrant came here seeking refuge, you would turn them away and tell them to go fucking back to their country. That's what you would tell them. So stop pretending like you give a fuck about these people, because you don't. You are partnered with a literal terrorist and war criminal. And Benjamin Netanyahu, please stop telling us you care about people. That's a lie.
Jake?
Yeah, I'm so, like, who calls all the strikes? So, where our bases in Iran bomb people, the schools, right? We have
Iran bombs. We have bases in Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, And those are the ones that's where Iran is attacking. They're attacking our military bases around the region. And that's what so
Syria.
when he says around the region,
Okay.
that's what he's
Empire.
referring to. There have been civilian deaths, no doubt about it. And I believe Iran did they struck a high-rise building as well. So they have, I mean, yeah, not to like, but it's really not a both sides thing here because like what that guy didn't even mention is that like you want to talk about like violence in the region every day Israel bombs Lebanon every day that there's currently in this moment they have completely cut Gaza off. They have taken this as an excuse to completely build up everything going on in Gaza. Like they've completely there's no more medical evacuations. There's no more fucking uh, food aid going in, no more medical aid going in. And they bomb all of their neighbors, Syria, constantly, the whole region, nonstop. So the fucking level of idiocracy, that man didn't even was only talking about kept his questions to the war in Iran. But I mean, this is the same country that is genociding Gaza. He's got the balls, the temerity to turn around and say this is a war crime. Killing innocent civilians is a war crime. Do you fucking think so, pal? Is that a confession?
Yeah, it's very clearly a war crime. I just don't want to hear the people committing war crimes daily pointing out this war crime.
Yeah, don't you goddamn dare. Are you fucking so you like that's my point. Like, so you do know what a war crime is.
Right, you're well aware of what a war crime is.
That's
Just not when you commit them.
crazy then that you just go ahead and do them anyway. That's fucking unbelievable. So look back, 1953, the U.S. ousted the democratic leader of Iran for oil companies and installed a monarch. 1979, the Islamic Revolution happened, a direct response to Western intervention. 1980, the U.S. backed Saddam Hussein. Yes, that one. In the Iran-Iraq War. In 1980, various sanctions and embargoes have been implemented by Iran against Iran by the U.S. In 2018, Trump tore up the only hope of diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Iran in the JCPOA. At every opportunity, the United States has assured itself to be, at best, a bad faith negotiator, at worst, a threat to anyone and everyone in the region. Maybe we should learn a lesson and stop trying to bomb countries into freedom. It's an excellent point from our counterparts in that state up north. Uh, Little classic MAGA hypocrisy here. Tulsi Gabbard, who now works for the Trump administration. This is back from 2020. Hawking t-shirts online. Tulsi Gabbard's no war with Iran.
We'll see Gabbard. But yeah, I followed her pretty hard when she first started as a Democrat. Really enjoyed her. It's crazy to see the downfall.
It is. It's something that really bothers me is this is such a cogent message. The Democrats are like, how do we lose young men? And they want to, this, that, the other thing. One of the main ways is stop talking about war. Like, be the anti-war party, and you will win young men because young men know that going to war means them. Like, that's what we know. Like, we know it means us. And so, like, we don't like to hear that shit. We love an anti-war candidate.
This current
Most of us.
situation's this current situation's tough for Tulsi Gabbard because she is a Russian asset. So she doesn't actually want anything bad to happen to Iran because Russia obviously relies on them for oil. But also, she turned heel and joined the MAGA coalition. So she doesn't know what she's clueless, dude. She's up there lost. It's like the two red button meme, dude.
That is, yeah, exactly. It's one of the best things for them. Like the reasons they don't have a spine though, because it allows them to maneuver in such a fashion. When you don't actually have any convictions, it doesn't matter that you just were selling "No War with Iran" t-shirts 6 years ago. You don't give a fuck because you're an unprincipled baloney head anyway. So, you know, this one here is speaking of unprincipled baloney heads. This guy is in the Epstein files, just like Iran is in the Epstein files. Iran Contra beginning meetups, Clintons. I mean, it ties Clintons, Epstein, everybody together back in the 80s. But this guy here, MBS, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, had been publicly saying, "Oh, don't do it. don't strike Iran. But apparently in private, he's in the background because they're all together in this, the Abraham Accords, rah-rahing Netanyahu's war in Iran to Trump. So he's been advocating for this fucking strike. And these people are just trash. As much as I like the Ayatollah, like I think MBS might be one of the worst people on the planet. And not he's not just him that's tied to uh, Epstein in that Abraham Accords. It's all of them, like the parts of the UAE, uh, the dude the Khashoggi guy too, like not the one that they murdered, but the other one that works for MBS. He was friends with Epstein too. So I mean, they're all fucking tied together, and it's so this is really like when people like call it the Epstein War or Operation Epstein Fury or Epstein World War, like it's the truth. Like that guy was right when he says the Epstein class. It is 100% that. They're all fucking they might look like we're going to talk about Bill Clinton a little bit later, hopefully if we get time. And that's just another example. Like they are all working together. They're all coordinated all the time. Somebody else want to read this one? These classes suck. My backups. You're muted, Brad, so that's not helping.
Yep, all y'all defending the Iranian regime seem to forget that their nationalist police murder 2,000 people a year. The regime kills 70,000 people a year by denying them the basic medicine they need to live. This year, the supreme leader cut aid to hungry civilians and killed 600,000 innocent people. And since 2001, they've waged imperialist wars that have killed 4.6 million people. How do you defend that? My bad. I just described the United States government, the number of people it's killed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about like, oh, there's Sharia law and like all that shit, what the fuck is MAGA? MAGA wants to take rights away from women. They don't believe that women should have the right to vote. They don't believe in gay rights. They don't believe in any of these things. So don't fucking feed me that line of horse shit either. So, oh yeah, more fun with Poly Market. Uh, Six suspected insiders made $1.2 million betting on a U.S. strike in Iran. Most of these wallets were funded in the last 24, specifically bet for February 28th, and bought yes hours before the strike. And they made all that fucking money.
We're out here wagering on death, brother.
Yeah, it's sick without the insider information. With the insider information, it's even worse. So that date, these insiders had that information. And if you think like maybe like he just picked it at random, widespread reporting is bragging about the fact that they've been planning this for months and the CIA and the FBI were involved and had all this intelligence. And then you also find this out.
Can we put that CNN article up there about Alex? I couldn't even believe that this is real. I checked, it's real. This is a real article that ran on CNN.com from Jerusalem. And they are talking about the significance of this day, launching this attack from the book of Deuteronomy and Amalek. So, like, this is the reality. This is, remember,
and this is about to be Ellison owned. CNN, by the way. So they're just, pre-complying with, not that CNN was ever that great to start with, but pre-complying with the new extreme Zionist regime that's about to be in place, potentially led by Barry Weiss.
These are the people who we are at the mercy of. The timing of the U.S. Israeli attack bears symbolic meaning in Judaism. Ahead of the upcoming holiday of Purim, worshippers read the specific portion of the Old Testament, known as Zachor. The passage from the book of Deuteronomy commands the ancient Israelites to remember an unprovoked attack by the nation of Amalek, and to eradicate the memory of Amalek once the Israelites are settled in their land. The passage is read publicly before Purim to fulfill the mitzvah of remembering Amalek as Israel's archetypal enemy. And because, if you combine this with the fact that the date was already pre-planned months ago, well, I mean, you think American war planners picked the date to coincide with the book of Deuteronomy and Amalek? I mean, this is insanity.
Yeah, that's literally just fucking nuts.
Imagine using that as your war plans. That's crazy.
I said it months ago. I keep saying it. Like our foreign policy is based on the fucking Old Testament. It's maybe it's a chuckle, haha, laugh, but it's not really, it's the truth. Like that's real. Like that's what it is. Our ambassador has said as much. They're not fucking confused.
Hell no, they're not, bro. They are not. Which is I have that's why I have like I was really struggling after this because the Democrats aren't doing anything.
Mm-mm.
But then I realized like they're not going to do anything because at the end of the day, they're all bought and paid for by the same people. So I'm like sitting here like, why am I doing this? Why do I keep speaking out? Because neither party's actually going to help. Like, if we turn everything blue, it's not going to fucking matter. We're still going to fund wars for Israel, and we're still going to keep killing kids overseas because that's what is happening. Like, we're not stopping that by voting blue. They're still going to kill kids in the streets. Like, they don't care. None of them care.
Yeah, that's why I really don't give a fuck about that Senate race in Texas because probably whoever wins the primary is going to win. I don't think I think the Democrat actually is probably going to win that race. I feel fairly confident in saying that. But they both suck on war. They both suck on yeah, they're both going to send weapons to Israel. It's a matter of like when and how much. So fuck them both as far as I'm concerned. And I think it's really is like it's a sticking point. When we talked to all of the independent guests, really, they all have understood the idea that the Department of Defense is the problem. Like the war machine is the fucking problem. It is the slush fund. It's where the billionaires wash their money. It's where they steal our tax dollars. Like it's not really that secret at all. And it's if your candidate isn't doing that, then we need to push as hard as we can to get as many of them as we can because we really like that is like probably one of the most important things what we have to do. And what so like when you hear people will ask you like talk about like, well, why is genocide in Palestine? What the fuck does that have to do with me? This is what it has to do with you. You know, this is what it has to do. It has to do with everything. You just simply, it's not just that it's the right thing morally. It's the only way to bring about any real change is to actually recognize the connectivity between these things. Have to recognize the humanity of all people, or it's all for nothing. It's anybody who won't recognize people's humanity is just giving you lip service.
If you could deny someone's humanity because you're being paid by another force that doesn't believe that those people have the same humanity as everyone else, then I don't want you representing our country.
I agree.
And unfortunately, they all are being paid by someone to ignore someone else's humanity.
Yeah. And Jake, you always take the question about, trans people when you ask about the LGBTQ plus community, because that's the most ostracized part of the community. So you know that if you won't stand up for the trans community, there's no chance, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I mean, like that's what it is. Like, there's no chance they're going to stand up for your rights either.
Christians are just mind blown by that statement because Jesus just stood up for all the small people, right?
Yeah. Right. I mean, depends on whether, you're talking about Republican Jesus or like Bible Jesus. It all depends on how you fucking translate them, I guess. All right. All right. Here's one from China. Somebody else will grab this one.
Yeah. China, the U.S. is a war addict. Throughout its over 240-year history, it has been at war for all but 16 years. The U.S. has 800 overseas military bases in over 80 countries and regions. The U.S. is the main cause of international disorder, global turbulence, and regional instability. That's right. All your taxes go to military installations on foreign bases.
What do you guys both do? I want to hear from you. What do you guys think of the did you know that we had only been at war for all but 16 years? Have you ever heard that statistic before?
I know that in my life, we've been at war for 38 of my 38 years. So,
Yeah. I, I mean, you kind of have to think about it. Jake, did you know?
If you think I know anything about the wars or anything, you're funny. But China calling is this calling us out? I'm trying to see the
Yeah. Yeah.
so for China to call us bad, and we're always harping that China are the evil people. Isn't that kind of crazy?
It is. It is. It's fucking upside down and backwards.
It is.
Yep. Yeah, we're
Good for
def
them.
in a way. Yeah. I mean, it's maybe China's not good, but we certainly aren't. Like the guy told the Israeli im ambassador, whatever he was, like you're not like you don't have the moral high ground here. let's here's everybody's favorite fucking piece of shit, Ted Cruz. Try going after everybody's actual favorite politician, the most popular politician in America, Zohran Mamdani. Zoran posted about today's military strikes on Iran carried out by the United States and Israel mark a catastrophic escalation and a illegal war of aggression, bombing cities, killing civilians, opening a new theater of war. Americans do not want this. There is more, but we don't have it. But Ted Cruz responds, Comrade Mayor is rooting for the Ayatollah. They can chant together.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ted Cruz has a vibe on what's happening in New York right now, but Mamdani is becoming more liked right now. So like,
Yes.
you look dumb, brother. That whole commie bit doesn't work anymore.
No.
I have a question about Twitter. Is the gray check mark the one that you have to pay for, and is the blue check mark the one you earned?
I haven't been on X in so fucking long. I get these secondhand.
Anybody can have blue.
Anyone can have it.
Only Ted Cruz can have the white.
And I refuse to call it X. It will always be Twitter to me.
Oh, it's Twitter to me too. Just
Twitter.
because it probably pisses them off when people
Yeah.
call it Twitter.
I agree. Fuck that. Oh, Elon likes X? Good. Then it's definitely Twitter. So, shout out to the Board of Peace launching their very first war. Only a weekend. So, congratulations to them. That will age like the remember the George W. Bush with the Mission Accomplished banner behind him. There they are. Look at these fucking scumbags. So many mustaches. All right.
Hey, don't hit on the mustache.
Donald Trump's top loyalist, Susie Wiles, is facing blowback after she was spotted wearing an electronic fitness device next to the president during the bombing of Iran. She was wearing an unsecured device, namely her Apple smartwatch, which can easily be hacked in the Situation Room during top secret meetings.
Yes.
What a fucking dumb bitch. Jake, zoom in on the picture though, because now this story is giving them a little too much credit. They say the Situation Room, but if you'll zoom up, just scoot up a little bit, you can look. Those are the black curtains where they're in Mar-a-Lago in a makeshift tent behind a curtain where they did the last strikes, where they had Twitter up on the screen. On the fucking war screen for all the pertinent information that they needed to conduct a strike overseas, and now they're doing here. So again, they're doing it from the place where children were trafficked from in Mar-a-Lago.
We'll go get brunch shortly, Susie. I have to bomb Iran right now.
Yeah, more hypocrisy from Crest News. Israel's Channel 12 has condemned Iran's use of warheads with cluster munitions. While cluster munitions are widely considered illegal, none of the USA, Israel, or Iran have signed the treaty that bans these weapons. What do you know about that? And that's not about a son of a bitch. They have been dropping these on Gaza fucking nonstop. And the worst part about these bombs, maybe, I don't know, not the worst part. One of the worst parts is that they scatter and they stay there. And then years later, some kids could be playing soccer, step on it, and it fucking explodes.
This is the bully getting punched back and then crying about getting punched back.
Yeah.
So there are bombs that like turn into landmines?
Well, they're bombs that it's a cluster of bombs. So it's a bomb, like think of it like a bunch of grapes that just fucking separates in midair. Just throws throws all the grapes all over the ground and they explode. But some of them don't explode, and those can stay
Turn
for
into landmines essentially.
Yes.
If someone was to like hit them with enough force.
Yep.
Like I'm not sure if you've ever seen Joe Dirt, but the atom bomb kind of the same premise as that.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, have seen Joe Dirt.
Oh shit! Was that
me to have my Second Amendment rights?
We have one more here. We've got this is Donald Trump talking about postponing elections with a war. Not how we do things here, but here he is anyway.
Say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good.
It's not how this works.
He's not joking. He's just testing it with his base to see
We've
how they
said it
respond.
before. We've all said it before in different ways, all the same.
These people are definitely not planning to leave. They're acting like people who are untouchable. They're acting like they won. They got in. No more Epstein. No more nothing. We got it. We're done.
At least that one was a collective instead of the usual clap and laugh.
Well, yeah, that's because he did it in front of the press and not his fucking fan base. That was months ago. He threw out all the real press months ago. That was back then. All those people got fucking reassigned. Everybody who groaned is no longer allowed in the press room.
There is no way they're about to let us get a fair election off. No shot that is happening. 0% chance. They know this war is wildly unpopular with anybody with a pulse.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people like even Trump's like non-diehards were like, we don't want to keep paying to play world police. We don't want to do that. This is exactly what we're doing. Call it the liberation of the Iranian. Call it whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We're spending our tax dollars to fund more world policing, and Republicans don't want that. Like real conservative Republicans don't want that. Obviously, we don't. Like left-leaning people don't want that. They're not going to give us a fair election. They know this is unpopular. It is Israel and our administration versus everybody.
Poor folks and middle-class folks don't want this shit because it's always their kids. Man, it's always their kids. It's never Donald Trump's kids.
Right. They had Send Baron trending on Twitter.
Yeah, I see that draft Baron. Yeah, fuck him. Send his tall ass. The other thing too is like it's so bad. Like Iran was clearly the headline of the drop site. I think summarizes it good. It says Iran was prepared for an existential war. How much are Trump and Israel willing to gamble? Because I know that Trump didn't do as much thinking about this as possible. He already tried to offer a ceasefire, and I think was shocked when Iran said, "Go fuck yourself," and immediately bombed our base in Iraq. Like hours after Trump tried to say ceasefire, they were like, "No, we're going to hit one of your bases." Actually, 3 American soldiers have already died, so this is already like Benghazi level bad, right? This is already bad.
5 others injured.
Yeah. That we know of too, because we know what we know about our media, about our FBI. Like they're not telling us the fucking truth. They're not telling us the truth. They're trying to tell us now that there's some shooter in Texas wearing I don't even know. It's so ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I don't believe any of the evidence the FBI gives. This guy has, of course, it's got all the makings of a false flag. It's too ridiculous to be real. I can't buy it. And it's a shame because those people are really dead. And I'm sorry for that. But I don't believe the people doing the investigation at all.
On Twitter, they're trying to spin the narrative that the school that got bombed in Iran was actually done by Iran.
Oh yeah, but of course. But like who's gonna fall for that when Israel does that every time they do anything? They're like, oh no, those ambulances, they fucking buried themselves. And then a couple months later you find out they were fucking lying because they were lying. If you have to wait 2 months. I don't wait any longer. There's nothing left. There's no trust. They have no reason to be believed. The same with the FBI. Like none of these people have earned any reason to be believed.
Not one. They have no credit anymore. No good here. We watched what you're doing with the Epstein files. We watched you get us into a 20-year war. Like some of those people that voted for that 20-year war are still sitting in those fucking seats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's shift gears. let's talk about the Epstein files, because here's another thing that's been going off on the internet is just pro-Clinton propaganda. And this person right here will have none of that. The Clintons are garbage. And before you ask me about Donald Trump, being better than Donald Trump doesn't make you not garbage, okay? Yes, he is the fucking slime, the slime at the bottom of the fucking swamp. But doesn't mean that, like, just because you're not him doesn't make you not bad. Like, but many, there's a big, it's, many people are better than him that are still bad.
Yeah, and don't disrespect the slime. That still has more of a purpose than he does.
That's true. The slime is probably decomposing.
Right.
You
It's part of
know?
the ecosystem. It gives back.
Yeah, that's true.
The bar should never be set at the shittiest person you know.
Yeah,
that's not where you set the bar.
Thank you. Yeah, that's so. Miss me with all of the, well, Trump did this because I don't care. That's what MAGA does, right? They're like, oh, well, Clinton did that and Obama did that. And shut the fuck up. Okay? Each, especially with politicians, need to be judged on their own merits, objectively. And when you judge the Clintons on their own merits, if you thought that I wanted them to come in for deposition because I thought they were going to tell the truth, no, but you got to get these bitches on record because they are going to lie. And when the time comes, you are going to want that to prosecute them with. But for me, I just wanted to see my own theory, how well coordinated they are with Trump. And I think, in my opinion, that went exactly the way that they wanted it to.
Dude, Wild Bill looks like he has 38 seconds left. We got to get to prosecuting quick.
I know. So does Trump. These people cannot die before we prosecute them.
No, they're too old. They're too old. We need justice right now.
Wexner, too. All of them. We got to get these fuckers to justice. Now, Jake, you don't really remember much of Bill Clinton, I'm sure, because he was before your time. He was well out of office. So let me, for you and for those who may not remember who the fuck Bill Clinton is, remind you of what slick really does.
And when I was in England, I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it, and didn't inhale, and never tried it again.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie. Not a single time. Never. These allegations are false.
First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos they show of me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong.
Jake, if you don't know, because if you're too young, Jake, if you don't know, he actually did inhale and also did have sexual relations with that young woman.
I know Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, perjury, actually. That was perjury. And the conviction with which he speaks that second one should tell you everything that you need to know about Bill fucking Clinton, but somehow it just doesn't. People still out here attacking Monica Lewinsky. Still out here attacking all these things, but it's not just Monica. It's not just Monica. Oh, no. It's not just Monica. There are so many accusers. Epstein himself was quoted as saying that Bill Clinton liked them young. So there's that. When he left office in around the 2000s, there was about four accusations of coming from teenage girls. Upper teens is the only information that I was able to find. But regardless, children compared to no matter what, especially compared to that old fucking geezer. Like barely legal is not good enough for me. The man is a fucking pig, and his wife did nothing but smear all of his victims his entire life. She didn't just stand by her man quietly or suffer in silence. She actively defended that piece of shit, and attacked all of those women. They're both shrewd lawyers, and they both know exactly. They pick their words so fucking carefully. And just that careful word choice should tell you that these snakes are fucking slithering around in the fucking grass. They are so goddamn guilty. And every person who is out here defending the Clintons is a fucking schmuck. You're a fucking schmuck, okay? Like you are, I cannot believe that you would buy this nonsense. I cannot believe it. But like, for me, there was even like a certain nostalgia because I just sort of like my childhood. I remember how he would do that, and he would look in the camera, and he would lie to you, and there'd be this little side smile, like you know, and I know this is bullshit, but they can't prove shit, and like he had not like everything else about that man has fucking evaporated into the ethos, but that shit-eating grin and that fucking ability to look you in the eye and lie to you has not gone away.
Not
They
at all.
just chill
It's
in
ingrained in
Cedar
them.
Rapids.
I mean, that was essentially I plead the fifth, right? Well, no, that wasn't even I plead the fifth. He just flat out said it didn't happen. Wasn't me. Shaggy defense, dude.
Yeah.
He admitted to like knowing and seeing some things, but he never clarified on what he saw, what he didn't see, what he knew, and what he doesn't know. So it was just a blanket statement of, yeah, maybe, maybe not. You
Yeah.
know, what I saw, and maybe what I saw I didn't think was bad. You know what I mean? Like we don't know what he means by all that shit. Like,
Yeah. I don't care how many photos you have of me.
right.
Well, it's quite a few, actually, Bill. It's quite a few. You know, how many?
Billy, there's pictures of you with victims with their faces blacked out in the Epstein files. Like there are pictures with victims of you, Billy.
Yep.
We don't care what you're talking about.
No, no, we don't care. All right. So, Bill, accused of rape, sexual harassment, assault. Monica Lewinsky, some people say it was non-predatory, consensual shit. What we know about the power dynamic of the President of the United States, it's yeah, it's assault, and most people would be willing to say that, but in fact, there are still, if you look in the comments of any post about the Clintons, there are thousands and thousands of people saying some of the most god-awful shit about Monica Lewinsky, and she just doesn't deserve that at all.
Oh yeah, somehow she was the bad guy, not the sitting president of the United States at the time.
Right. And if it was a one-off, maybe, but then there's Juanita Broderick, campaign volunteer, alleged that he raped her in a hotel room. She had a bite on her lip that never that could have been used as evidence, but nothing ever happened to that. Clinton, of course, denied the allegations. They did everything they could to muddy the waters on that one as well. Uh, And again, this was in 1999 after he was leaving office. Um, 2016, Leslie Milwee accused him of assaulting her 3 times. This one's gross. He come up behind her and fondled her breast, and then one time he rubbed his cock on her and then came his pants. That's not what it says. That's just me summarizing.
Close enough.
Yep.
There's no doubt with the way old folks just have no respect for women. That's just how it's been forever. Bill really thought he wasn't doing anything wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's kind of what I want to point out by saying this is that like when he says he didn't see or do anything wrong, this is what he thinks is acceptable. Okay? Like he doesn't think any of this is wrong either. Paula Jones said in 1991 she was escorted to his hotel room where he propositioned her and exposed himself to her. She kept quiet about it. She said I don't know. She again they tried to muddy the waters. They attacked her character, attacked her story. and just, all around just made her into the bad guy. And again, like maybe if it was a one-off, it might be believable, but this happens over and over again. We're just supposed to expect that all of these women, just dozens and dozens of women, are just making up stories about this guy doing the same kind of shit to them.
All when they were all hanging out when Bill Clinton was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, all during the golden years of Epstein.
Yep, absolutely. What else we got? Christy Zurcher accused Clinton of groping and fondling her in 1992 while Hillary was on the same flight sleeping. A polygraph test was administered. Those are not reliable or admissible in a court of law. Eileen Wellstone reiterated reports she accused Clinton of assaulting her in 1969 while they were students at Oxford. She planned to quit with the university, but no charges were brought against them. Campaign staffer Sandra Allen James sexually assaulted her at a hotel room in 1991, exposed himself, and forced her to conduct oral sex on him while they were sitting on the couch. Of course, there are other accusations inside the Epstein files. These are just the ones outside of the files. A former University of Arkansas professor claimed that Clinton had groped a female student and tried to trap her in his office when he was professor. Later backed up by a piece written by Daniel Harris and Teresa Hampton. So that students at the university confirmed that Clinton had tried to force himself on them when he was a professor. So he's literally like a serial fucking rapist.
Predator,
Like,
at least.
yeah, serial predator. Okay, yeah, that's better. Serial predator at minimum. Good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. So don't believe it doesn't exonerate him and it doesn't exonerate Trump. And if you don't see how like it's problematic to like, be like, oh well, I believe him. If you can't pick and choose which sexual predators you believe and which you don't, like which victims you deserve your fucking attention and which victims it's just okay to ignore because it happened to be your favorite saxophone player. Like it's not acceptable.
I appreciate that they deposed him because it sets a precedent for deposing presidents. So I appreciate that because Donnie is not as well polished as Billy when it comes to, you know what I mean? You get him up there and you ask him something that like trips a switch in his head, he's just gonna come out and say something crazy. He's gonna come out and say something crazy. He's not as well polished as Billy.
No, he's not even close. Anytime he's been deposed, he's told on himself. That happens every time. Barely met the guy 17 times at the White House. Schlane was fond of bragging how easy it was to get the Clintons on the phone. So there's that. So here, starting in 1993, their first trip was February. They came back in September. What's that say? Epstein and Schlane appear on the log as attending a party. So invited to a party there. Again in 1993. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times in 93. In 94, 1, 2,
Whoa, too many.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in 1994. On the 21st of April, this is here in America for our foreign viewers. We do it backwards. We have our month first, date second. So I'm extraordinarily confused trying to figure out what the 25th month of is, but it's the 4th day of the 25th day of April in 1991. Epstein appears in the White House log twice, once at 5 and again at 7. So just between 93 and 95, 17 times. 2 times on in May, 2 times in July of 94, and then only once in 95. But that's just in that short period of time. 17 times he appeared on that list together. These two knew each other, and if you knew Epstein and you know what these fucking accusations are, and you know what they were doing back then, zero chance. Zero chance he didn't know everything about this guy. Right? I mean, I don't see how it's possible. I don't believe a fucking word of it. What do you?
No, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be together that much and have no clue what's happening.
So with that said, both of your opinions, what do you think about Hillary's testimony then? Is there any chance that she's telling the truth and that she was able to just know Ghislaine socially and not know about any of this?
Here's
I
my
mean,
thing about knowing socially Ghislaine Maxwell. She had to have something, but obviously Hillary has trained herself to turn a blind eye to Bill's things because it's happened so many times over the course of so many years that I think she either just didn't care and just continued about her own business, or if she did know, but she doesn't seem as involved or care as much. So still guilty adjacent, but like still, I don't
Yeah,
think she's not nearly the bad guy in this situation.
right. But she's
Other than
certainly
not sticking up for other women is like her biggest fault in this whole thing.
certainly not the hero.
No.
Sorry. Not the hero.
yeah. Bill Clinton's been doing this for years. Like Jake said, she just turned a blind eye to it. Like, and Bill Clinton probably wasn't like, "Hey, Hillary, I'm going to pay for sex from young girls, so I'll be gone this weekend." But also, I'm pretty sure Ghislaine was at Chelsea's wedding.
Yes, that's 100%.
So, like, I'm not involved. You know.
Well, they didn't invite her directly. Okay, she was a guest of a guest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't know. Time about weddings.
I mean, if anybody in this story doesn't fit, it's her. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like, it's not her. But I think she knew. I just don't think she saw it outright. Like, she knew Billy was getting his rocks off on the island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't think she had any interest in partying herself. But
Maybe.
at the same time, I could totally see and I have bias. I hate them, but I could totally see her like hunting human beings for sport. I don't. I know what she did with the bombs. I know about fucking, you know what I mean? I know how she acted as Obama's Secretary of State. Like, she's nuts.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a high value on human life.
Like, her mishandling of that situation is why I didn't want to vote for her in 2016.
There was no shot. There was no shot I was voting for her at
Gross.
all. And I think, Jake, you always talk about how it was like, the Bernie excitement, but I mean, it was also like the fucking Hillary disappointment, right? Like, I mean, of all the candidates in the race, this was yuck. It was for
I was
me.
so confused.
Yeah.
Why we ended up with her.
It's because of Epstein, I think, right?
Probably, or because that stupid ass Vine. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
You
remember that one?
No.
No one?
No. Was it Hillary?
Yes, it was Hillary.
This has me even more pissed off now again. Because would none of this be happening right now with Iran and all that shit if the Democrats would have just fucking put Bernie at the forefront instead of Hillary?
The answer to that question is yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, we wouldn't be dealing with this problem, I don't think.
No.
But we hate a good character person.
Yeah. No.
We will never support someone with good character values. There was nothing wrong with Bernie's campaign other than the slander of him being super socialist and too old. That was the only thing they had on him, and they pushed it so hard that the little squishy libs got so afraid that they were going to lose whatever the fuck they were, and they didn't push him through.
Yeah. It's the Israel lobby too. I mean, the Clintons are AIPAC. AIPAC are the Clintons, and there is no line of delineation. They are one. And
he was the scariest thing for them back then.
Yeah, he has always been pro-Palestine. So I mean,
right.
that's taboo in the Democratic Party. And if you think it's taboo now, back then, untouchable. We weren't really talking about it.
He's a threat in those mittens. They all know
it. They did. There's nothing that scares an American politician more than a functioning socialism. Because then they won't be able to steal your money. All right. So as our friends over at Citizens Impeachment pointed out that, I'm not looking all the way back in the past, but even to the current situation in June 2025, Congress tabled House Resolution 537, impeaching Donald Trump for his unilateral action against Iran. And here we are now in February 2026, and Trump again usurps the War Powers Act to attack Iran, murdering 51 schools. It's 150 schoolgirls now. But the point remains. They had the opportunity to stop it. They don't want to stop it. They want him to be the bad guy. This is the ideal situation for Democrats. They get their war, and they don't have to be the ones to declare it. They love this.
They fucking love it, man.
It gets all of their fucking favorite people paid, from Lockheed Martin to Palantir. Ay, ay, ay. All right. We are way the fuck out of time, and then some. So we need to wrap it up. We're going to leave it there. So much more to get to, so don't miss us on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll still be here. You know. Thanks for liking, subscribing. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. But please do hit the notification bell, subscribe on Substack, rate us on Apple Pods, Spotify, whatever. Do all the things, man, because you're doing it and it's working and we're growing, and that's amazing. So thank you to the Derealization Nation. We are forever grateful. And we'll see you in the comments. Until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
It's America first, but Israel firster.